Okay, I hope that you guys doing great. This is Dasio Gondaga, and I'm telling you, I believe this video is one of the most important video I ever recorded. Uh, I've been recording more like 5,000 videos for myself and my clients for the last almost 20 years. And when I want to go live or start talking about a topic, I just don't want to just start talking. I want to make sure that that video is going to be a great video for the years to come. And in 2025, I was just reviewing some of the tools that most people need before they go online and start want to sell something or start a podcast or be just an expert, authority on any topic to be able to exchange what you know with somebody out there who might need your information. And when you talk to people, they think that they need one thing. So some people say like, "Oh, I need a podcast." Somebody say, "Oh, I need a book." Somebody say, "No, no, no, I need a website." Somebody say, "No, no, no, I just need to start a YouTube channel." And all these kind of things are great, but they are not enough. You need a system, and sometimes one part you can spend so much time in one part is good, but it's not good enough. You have to make sure that you have all the things that you need to start. There's way more that you can have, but the minimum, that's what you need. And I would love to have some of the comments, especially on YouTube and on Facebook and LinkedIn even, to what you think about what I'm talking about right now. So I will try to go very fast. So the shorter the video and the better result I will have to what I'm about to talk about, okay? So, 14 things that you need. The number one thing that you need a website. A lot of people still think that social media is their platform, my Instagram platform, my Facebook platform, my YouTube platform, my TikTok page, even my LinkedIn account. All that are great, but they are not yours. This is why all these platforms are free. They are great tools, but you don't own your content, unfortunately. So you need to have your website, and then whatever that you share on those platforms, we always gonna have more information when we go to the website. Okay, very important. So you need a website, and after the website, of course, you need the on-demand kind of way that like what I'm teaching now. I have an entire online course about that, about AI, content monetization, all the details. So what I'm talking about now is just a preview to what you can find on my website, okay? So number two, you need to be able to host your online courses, okay? You have to host your online courses. Very important to have your expertise that you can package into a video format is way better sometimes than even a book, even if people still want to read the book. But sometimes like that visual and audio combined with different illustration that you can add to your presentation are so crucial, so important in today's world. Number three, webinar, paid or free. You need to have a system where you can have webinar. Now what I'm doing now is kind of a webinar, but the webinar is that people need to register. So even if the format to what I use now sound like a webinar, look like a webinar, is not a webinar, okay? But you need to have a software where you can have paid or free webinar, and it's so important when it comes to your overall strategy. I believe like a healthy business should have at least a webinar a month. A webinar a month, very important. Number four, you need to have a appointment software. It means that if you want to talk to me, you should be able to go to my website and book a session according to our calendar and to book a time where we can talk with myself or somebody from my team. Besides to just try to have an appointment through a DM or through a direct message is not that professional, and most of the time somebody who's busy might forget your appointment. But when you can schedule an appointment, talk about what you want to talk about, that appointment is going to be so effective. So you need to have that in your in your things that you need to have. So number one, like I said, website. Number two, online courses. Number three, webinar, paid or free. Number four, a software who can help you have appointment, and it's very important. Then, of course, Number 5, CRM, Content Relation Manager. You have to manage your lead, followers, emails, and contact into different email lists. Email lists for new people I met this month, for existing clients, for future clients, potential clients, somebody who came to one of your events. You need to have that in different categories, and that to help you is a CRM. You cannot just send random 5 emails here and 3 emails on Yahoo and 2 on Gmail and 1 on Outlook. You have to be able to segment that through a system that we call a CRM. That's something that you need to have. So if you want to start a business online, you need to have those type of tools, or you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Number 6, storage. You need to be able to store content, somewhere outside just, your computer. I have my hard drive here, still old school for some people, but very important to have a hard drive, and then of course on your computer. But today's when you want to go, you want to be able to access the content on your computer from your mobile device. You can access everything, so that's so important to have. So make sure that you have that. It's going to help you a lot. Number 7, AI, automatic content distribution and reel creation. So today, for example, what I'm doing now, I will have a shorter version of multiple reels can be created through AI software, who will cut some important part of what I'm talking about today, right now, at this moment, and we're gonna add subtitles, we can put some transition, all that through an AI tool, and then that video will be distributed all over social media, on my LinkedIn, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my 2 Facebook pages, and on YouTube. So I don't have to do that. So that's part of the system. You need to have this type of software. Of course, all the software I'm talking about, they have certain amount at the end that will tell you the amount, and you need to have those. Number 8, mobile app to edit video. So like what I'm doing now is good because I'm in my studio, I'm at my house, but sometimes I'll be out of town and I want to record something so bad, I want to say something so bad, something very important. I don't want to be too long, but I want to say something under 5 minutes. That's very crucial. But I didn't want it just to be a blah video with me talking to my phone, but I want to add some transition, make it good, but I don't have access of the time to transport that mobile video into my phone. I don't have the time to do it. I want to mix everything on my phone and distribute it to my audience. So there's another software that you need that I'm talking about, that you can create directly from your phone, add transition, caption, translates what you're saying in different languages. Is so powerful. Okay, you need to have that. Number 10, you need to have podcast hosting. There's a lot of people want to have a podcast. There's some free solution, but when you want to have the data, you want to have access to the data. Who you talk to, who listen to your podcast, in how many countries, how many times that podcast was downloaded, what people use the most to listen to your podcast, desktop, on the phone, what they use, Windows, Apple. All that is so important, so crucial when you want to sell for a business or somebody you want to partner with you, you want to have some sponsor. You cannot have that if you don't have some data tools that access the podcast, and you cannot do it for free to the detail that's going to help you scale your podcast as a business, not just something that you just talk, just do a video and you want to talk, and then you call it podcast. Like I always said, people think we talk about podcast is being like that and have, a cute mic in front of, this is a podcast. So I'm talking to a guest on the couch. This is just a format. This is not a podcast. A podcast, this definition is way more than that. Is, especially when it comes to the audio distribution of that content globally. That's what we call a podcast. Don't have time for more details of that. Number 11, a streaming recording software. So right now, I'm live on YouTube, on my 2 Facebook pages, on my LinkedIn. Okay, so right now, and so we're 4 or 5 different places, I believe, right now. So I don't have to, what we used to do back in the day, download that video, re-upload it on YouTube, re-upload it on LinkedIn, and on my professional Facebook pages. All that is recorded in real time when I'm talking. Everybody can have access to it. Okay? So you need to have a software for that. And the price, is $40 for a Mac user. And to really go to different places, platform at the same time, you have to pay $88 if you have a PC or Windows. Very important. You don't have that, you don't really have a business. Number 12, you need to have pay hosting videos. There's an announcement, I believe, they said that last week, I believe, yeah, almost 2 weeks ago, February 19, 3 weeks now, where Facebook said that they will not keep live for more than 30 days. So it means that your video, your live on Facebook will disappear. YouTube is still free, but they might decide, that they will start take over the YouTube videos unless you have a paid version of it, especially when it starts now with podcasts. People making 6, 7, 8 figures with a podcast, even people making 5 figures a month with a podcast, even 4 figures a month, they cannot afford to have a YouTube video disappear. So they're going to figure out a way, say, hey, you still want to use a YouTube? You might pay 10 bucks a month. It will come because like now, YouTube becoming more and more almost like a Netflix. YouTube can start producing their own movies and different stuff like that. More contract coming to YouTube, and YouTube is just the beginning. It's not what people think. YouTube haven't even touched what they're about to do in the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, especially when they announce that will be starting in April. You're going to be able to translate directly inside YouTube through voice and subtitles in more than 20 languages. What it means is that it's going to boost YouTube audience to multiply it by 4 or 5 within 6 to 18 months. More viewers, more money, more sponsors, more opportunities. So think about that. So, I've been talking about the global things and a lot of company going global for real in real time. So what are you going to do about it? Okay. And so you need to have a paid, so you can use Vimeo or Wistia. Those two companies are very good, where you can host your videos and put it on your website to make sure there's no ad or nothing like that, so people can be focused on what you're saying. Number 13, you need to have a paid Zoom account. The amount of people who are business people, Zoom, you cannot escape Zoom. Somebody said, we need to jump on Zoom, we have to discuss. Sometimes people are overseas or out of state. You need a Zoom account, and you need a Zoom account who can go above 40 minutes. You don't want to be live and having a very important conversation, especially if you host the Zoom, and they say oh, the time is up. It's well, but dude, we talk about a big contract, you cannot even pay, $15 a month for a paid Zoom account. So all this kind of stuff are so important. People you have a free website, whatever company, that Wix.com, and you cannot pay the hosting $15, $20 a month. But mindset that, I will start my business with free stuff, and then when I make the money, I will use the pay version, is a broke way of thinking. That's a broke way of thinking. You cannot think that, but you have to really learn how to invest in yourself. I will add the extra in it. Get you a Canva Pro account. Now, the way you announce that you have a webinar, the way you announce, you can pay the professional graphic designer, but it's going to cost you a good one, at least $200. Or even if you go to Fiverr, it's still going to cost you money every time. A nice, decent, it's about $30, $40 on Fiverr. You can push it to 50, but somebody outside of Fiverr, professionals doing that professionally, they're going to charge you $250 minimum, sometimes $500 or $1,000 for a logo or cover a book, whatever. So having a pro Canva account where there's so many things you can do with Canva, even if you have the staff, you give them access to your Canva. And you need to have that, okay? It's so important. And of course, a Logitech Brio 4K camera is a 4K webcam, very important. Do not try to use the camera from your computer. There's so many professional people out there today, it will look crazy for you to try to go to the cheap way to say, oh, I'm just going to use the stuff in my regular light from your house and try to talk with the camera from your computer. It's not going to be clear enough. It's not made to look professional. You need to have that. Okay? So if you do everything I've been saying, it's going to cost you about $300 a month. $300 a month is to run a decent business online. I didn't even talk about your organic strategy. I don't talk about the paid strategy. If you do not have what I just talked about now in that video, there's no difference between you and somebody scratching a lottery ticket to see if they're going to win. So whatever that you do online, you don't have those tools I was just talking about. I don't know. It's just like you're just playing online. But if you want to have a business with a system, and you want to get paid and have a minimum of professionalism to book clients, people will take you seriously, you need that. A podcast alone will not do it. If you have a podcast, just to have a podcast, and you don't have that, it's not going to do it. Having a YouTube channel and you don't have what I just talked about, it's not going to do it. Having a website but not having everything I talk about, will not do it. So it's so important, a video I'm doing that to refresh. So even all my new clients that are going to enroll in our company, that video will be translated in French and English. Before we even start working and stuff like that, they need to watch that video. And say like, okay, we got a lot of work to do before you start saying that, oh, I don't understand my business, oh, my business is not working online, or online stuff is not working, or somebody lying to me. You don't have a minimum. You don't have a minimum. So you need to have that, everything I'm talking about. That's before you start. You need to have, yes, you need to have all that. Oh, coach, can I have a 50%? No, you need to have all that to start. And that's nothing compared to somebody who need to have a physical location that they have to pay rent. And if they have one or two full-time employees, they're spending way more than that, than $1,000. So if you cannot spend $300 just to function every month with with a good business online, it means that you are not ready. Okay? You are not. So thank you so much. I hope that that video really helped you and that you understand exactly what I was talking about. And that's what you need. That's what you need. And until then, you're not going to be able to go to any level. You need to have these 15 things to be able to be online. Okay? Thank you so much for Jimmy. So, guys, that's all I have today. That video is going to be on my website. I'm going to create a page on my website. And the name is going to be Before You Start Online. So we're going to have to watch that video. And then, so like when somebody says, hey, say, oh, you know what? Yeah, go on my website first. And, thank you so much. Go on my website and go watch that. And then ask me a question about what I just said. And then you will have a better understanding. And if you want to have a PDF about everything I'm talking about, like kind of, you can read, you can see the description is kind of, the way I did it. But if you want to have access to all the software I'm talking about, where to go and all that, it will be on my website in a few days. So thank you so much. This is Darcy Gondaga, CEO of Twitter Media. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'll talk to you next time. The same version, the audio version of this is going to be available on my podcast as well. All right? Thank you so much.